Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I'm so excited to be making this video for you guys today because over the weekend I learned something that has honestly just changed my life for the better so much already and is only going to continue to do so. And while I was learning it, I was like dying to tell you guys and to share it with you guys and to hopefully help some of you guys out because I can't even express to you how good I feel after I learned this. So anyway, what I'm talking about is I spent the weekend doing something called the Landmark Forum, which is a 3.5-day program where you just learn how to let go of anything and everything holding you back from doing what you want to be doing with your life. So basically the main like core that I got out of it, there's a lot that you learn, but the main thing that I got that helps me, that I think will hopefully help a lot of you guys out, is to distinguish between facts and stories. So what that means is, especially when you look at your past, we talked a lot about our past over the weekend, when you look at your past, with every event that happened, there's the facts of what happened, like literally exactly what happened, and then there's the story which you created in your mind about what happened and why it happened and all that stuff. So for example, the facts might be that you came home after curfew and your parents yelled at you. That's the facts. Like, your parents raised their voice because you came home after curfew. Now the story that you may have created from that is that your parents are mean, that they're unfair, that they don't trust you, and all those things are things that you've taken from the facts. You've interpreted all those things, but the thing is that you go on the rest of your life remembering that scenario as the story. You don't remember it as, oh yeah, my parents raised their voice at me that one time. You remember all those other things that you yourself added to the facts, and to them, and to you, that becomes truth. Your story becomes the truth. Now, for example, for someone else, they may have come home after curfew, their parents may have raised their voice with them, and the story they may have created is, I can't believe that I worried my parents so much, and that they love me so much that they, they were so worried that they needed to raise their voice at me. That is also a story, and the way that they go on living their lives is going to be quite different with the stories that they create. So I hope that you guys can see that the story that you create from anything and everything that happens, that is what determines what happens in the future. So if you think that your parents don't trust you, that they're mean to you, then you're gonna live the rest of your life living like that. And obviously it's not just one story that will create that feeling. It's gonna be lots of stories that you build over time that you create probably around the same idea. So yeah, it took a little while to like fully get it and to kind of realize the difference, but once you do, it's honestly like groundbreaking and life-changing. So for me personally, the story that I realized that I created for myself is that I need to have a perfect body to be fully loved by anyone. And I don't know when I created that, or I'm sure there's lots of different reasons that made me create that story, but I've been living my whole life with that as a fact. I've like accepted that as fact, and it has stopped me in so many ways. From when I go into a room full of people I don't know, I'm terrified to go up to them because in my mind they're judging me for not having a perfect body and therefore they don't want to be friends with me. Or even with my relationship, especially, honestly, no matter how many times Louis can express to me that he loves me and cares about me, just like, I just need one little time where I feel slightly rejected to point that to, see, I told you that he doesn't fully love you and he can't fully love you until you lose weight or whatever. And I have, like, honestly, I've put a limit to the amount of love that I can accept from people because I have told myself that I don't deserve complete love until I look a certain way. And when it hit me, it was like a wave that just hit me, and I realized how I'm the only person that is stopping that. It has nothing to do with my body. My body isn't stopping me from making new friends and fully expressing and receiving love and making videos. The number of times that I've stopped myself from making videos for you guys because I don't feel like I look good it's like just embarrassing to even say it now that I realize how silly that story is, honestly. And as soon as like I accept that it's a story, the thing is, once you realize that something is a story, it's not about changing the story, because the initial story will always be in your mind. So even if you create another one, the two will always be fighting against each other. The thing that you need to do, and the thing that I did, is to realize just the fact that it is a story. It's not a fact. As much as you may think that your stories are facts, they're not. And as soon as you realize it's just a story, you can let it go and just be free from that, and just not even like have it in your mind anymore. And I honestly, guys, like I've been struggling with this since I can remember, and for the first time in my life to wake up like free from that weight has just been just like incredible. And ever since this weekend, well, like it's been one day, but I can't even express to you how like free I feel. Yeah, because basically if you look at like something, like the way I'm picturing it as a chart, because that's how it was shown to us, but something happens, right? Like a fact, something happens, and from that you create a story, and that story goes on to determine your entire future, like the rest of your life. So for me, my story was I can't be fully loved until I look a certain way, and that fully determined every time I talk to someone, that would be underlying and like determining what I say and how I feel. Every time I ate something, every time I looked in the mirror, every time, just like in all parts of my life, that story has affected my future. And being able to shed that means that my future is open and it's not being determined by that story in particular. And of course there's a lot of other stories that I have been able to realize, and the whole point is that after you learn to distinguish between the two, you can let go of everything. And this was another like huge part of the weekend, to call people and to be open about how your story has affected your relationship with them. So to say, and I called Louis and I told him this, I'm sorry that I haven't fully been able to be open to receive love from you, and I just like I told him everything, and I told him that I'm shedding that story and I'm opening up the possibility of like fully feeling loved by Louis. Even just saying that, like, I know how much I haven't been able to do that. Anytime he told me I loved me, there would be a voice in my head saying, yeah, but he'd love you more if you looked different. It's just, yeah, I can't even express to you how freeing it feels to let go of that. And I just wanted to share this with you guys, because if you can look back at anything that you think is a story you created for yourself that has affected you in your life and will continue to affect you in the future, I highly encourage you to look deeply into it and to realize that it's a story, and that it's a story that you created, and therefore it is not fact. It is not something that you should like keep within you as a fact, and you should be able to shed it and just live your life free without any limitations that you have created for yourself. Yeah, and just the other little thing I wanted to add that I haven't quite mentioned yet is that once you have something as a story, everything becomes evidence for it, and it's easier for you to determine it as a fact if you feel like it's true. So, for example, with my story, Louis can tell me that he loves me literally all day, every day for weeks, and then one thing could have happened that would make me feel slightly rejected or unwanted by him, and I'd be like, told you, see, there's that one thing. And that's because once you have that story, you're like looking for evidence to feed it, and it's so destructive and just has such a big negative impact on your life. So be aware. Once you're aware of the distinction, then you can look back and be aware, and also from the future, when something happens in the moment, you catch yourself creating the story and you're able to just let it go and just move on without like adding that as baggage to your life. Yeah, I hope this made sense to you guys. There's a lot of other things that I learned that I will continue to share with you, but this was the big one that like really just changed my life overnight, literally. So please share down below if you can look back and find any stories that you've been holding on to, and share with all of us how you're able to let them go and how you think it can impact your life. I'm so excited to just be thinking about how many of you this can help and how this can impact your life for the better, and I'm so excited to hear from you. So please leave a comment down below. I'll be checking every day for new comments and I can't wait to read them. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and you're all so worthy of love and of life and success and happiness, and I can't wait for you to feel that fully. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon and have a beautiful day. Bye.